Usually, Rimworld playthroughs are filled with horrors, death, destruction, just terrible acts of depravity and desperation. But today, I want to change. I want to... Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, let's see what works. Today, I'm going to continue the deluded, traditional, psychotic way of playing this game, because today, I will be making a drug cartel to become the richest, pimpiest, druggiest kingpin Rimworld has ever seen. For those of you that are quite unknown and skeptical to what this so-called Rimworld is, well, have you ever had this guy that you don't really like, mostly because of his stupid name, that makes you really want to make him a nugget and then feed him his leftovers? Well, you can't do that, except if you're a old rich white guy in America, but for us commoners, one of the few answers lies in Rimworld, the only game where your colonists will care more about not eating at a fucking table than their family passing away, which makes it a perfect sandbox for people like me, and probably you as well if you're watching this. We of course run the classic Crash Landed with Randy Random, losing is fun. As for religion, I cooked up something special. We are supremacist, slave-loving Sunday drivers that accept people for who they are. Also, for my female viewers, I gave you some representation. Who will be constructing this drug cartel, you ask? Welcome, Schmergen. Schmergen. An abandoned orphan turned gnome biologist, which means he loves garden gnomes and anyone under 5'10". He is also a master of being a bum-ass drunken loser, which makes him perfect for domestic abuse. He can also lay exploding eggs. These stats of course make him our designated leader. Bob. Nothing special actually, just kind of a nerd. And Evil Monday, our muscle. He might be a 51-year-old with hearing loss, but he's a workaholic monster. As is custom, before getting drugs and slaves, we first have to make a sustainable community with enough food and tables so my colonists don't fucking die. This is the most boring part. Mining, chopping trees, starving, killing the wildlife, and getting raided by the rape bureau unit. I don't know how I feel about that one. As we didn't have the capacity for indoctrinating slaves, I just killed them and took their shit. But then, the first real threat to our cartel, a lynx, started hunting Schmergen. If this would have been anyone else, I mean anyone, probably a child, it would have gone fine. But Schmergen sucks, so he basically missed all his shots. This means that I had to pull out my ace, the eggs. Schmergen got knocked out after pooping out the eggs, and they blew up on him. But luckily, they distracted the lynx. He might have lost 2 toes, but that didn't matter, because he got an infection, and we kinda had to replace his foot. And the operation was also botched, so we kinda had to replace his whole leg with just this stick. To lighten up the mood, I initiated our first ritual, giving the local hoe roll to Bob Finley. This didn't do much to lighten up the mood, but our dog did starve to death. This made Bob Finley sad. She then ate the dog. I don't get it, man. I don't understand these people. After this, a random guy named Norbert crash landed into the colony. I of course wanted to welcome him with open arms, give him a nice comfy home and nurse him back to health, but Schmergen did not. With the boring sleepy part done, we are finally ready to start our drug research and gather the slaves. Is what I would have said if 37 squirrels didn't come at me and then proceeded to beat up Monday pretty fucking good. And whilst Monday was getting ass, 3 of our colonists got the plague. The fucking plague. Yeah, the other 3 colonists are just some homeless bums that want to join. And at this point, I need the help. We also have another major problem, which is components and metal. Yeah, we're fully fucking empty. This means no workstations for the slaves, no hydroponics to grow drugs, and no producing weapons. We are screwed. And to help us with this, good old Randy decided that this was my time. So a bear went to hunt Muldrow. Luckily, my security turrets did nothing. They just kinda watched as this poor colonist got eaten alive. I tried my best to get Reiter to help, but apparently puking from food poison was her best solution to the problem. After burning our short-lived asset, I decided that it was actually time to get shit done. So I started researching researching drugs so we can get rich and expand our operation. I like how the sarcophagus says that our beloved mole drawer was just harmed by the bear, as if her head's not missing. But the tunnel had a light as we started making joints and tea. Some small issues like Monday almost dying to the same bear as earlier did pop up, and I found out that Schmurg is actually Finley's and Monday's dad. Schmurg is 18, Finley is 18, and Monday is 55. And like a song from heaven, we received 4 homeless beggars with no faction affiliation. 2 of them did die, and the others are currently our first batch of slaves. Like clockwork, one of them did get the plague, so it's only natural that I made them fight in a brawl for dominance. People, place your bets. A fat guy named Eddie with the plague, or 50 Cent's autistic white cousin. Eddie did get executed later that day. And I mean, come on, how bad can I be at every fucking thing ever? The next 20 minutes actually went okay. And I'm not fucking you. Just as I was getting settled and comfy, 7 red foxes started attacking us. They destroyed my valuable turrets and bit off Monday's leg. Oh my god, we now have 2 colonists with wooden peg legs, and not even the good kind of pegging. After this, we got lucky and got a new colonist called Adam, which betrayed us later, but I don't want to show that. And our first slave, fully recruited and unwaveringly loyal. So we're actually doing pretty good. The only real thing stopping our progress is our lack of components and metal. Hence why I started a Ocean's 11 type heist, where we are going to go to raid a nearby settlement for their loot and take slaves. 2 peg legs with 1 operation. Sure, I could go and trade with some nearby villages, but our whole deal is killing and destroying. So we packed our shit and went off. They have fucking shield generators, actual useful guns, turrets, and there's like 20 of them. Why are they a whole militia? Anyway, it looks like at the moment trading is actually the most beneficial for our current stage of development. So Anyway, the trading went great. We got to see the scenery of the planet and actually get back on track to building the biggest, baddest cartel in Rimworld. Do type 1 in the comments if you love the CIA's secret narcotic operations.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head. Cutie the bomb, met her at a beauty salon with a baby Louis Vuitton under her underarm. She said, I could tell you rock, I could tell by your charm. Fars girls, you got a flock, I could tell by your charm and your arm, but I'm looking for the one. Have you seen her? My psychic told me she have an ass like Serena.
So I think I've shown that with rush tactics, a lot of struggle, and overpowered machine-driven vehicles made to kill, even someone like me can collect cash and slaves. Now, I think I have proven that this dream can actually be a reality, which is why I decided to expand. Because what do one-hit wonder entrepreneurs do? Well, they expand into fields they have no knowledge about and absolutely suck. But sometimes you're just too big to fail, which is why I am going to tap into the organ market. Since my colonies have had a tendency to lose a lot of, well, organs and feet, I have realized that there's actually a market with demand. And why not? I mean, I could repeat this proven tactic and print money until I am severely overpowered, but no. I will repeat this proven tactic and also harvest the organs from my slaves and sell them to the highest bidder. To start my expansion, I'm gonna build a 5-star hotel and a surgery suite. Why a 5-star hotel? Well, I'm obviously going to kill my guests and then take their organs. With this operation quickly built, our first guests arrived. Timur, Sammy and Happy. And they came from our only allies. I of course did not think about this too hardly, as I decided to immediately arrest Timur, and as a consequence I had to subdue his fellow tribesmen. They did not last long. As I didn't have the IQ to use my surgical department for surgeries, I decided to start harvesting them in the prison barracks. This resulted in sterilizing Timur and not really achieving much else. Luckily, I managed to fail the surgery again, but the third time, the operation was a success. We then promptly failed the surgery again, and then finally started using our dedicated surgery spot for actual surgeries. And this time, it actually worked, and we got some juicy, valuable goop. We then continued this process with his beloved friends and this guy. Now, yeah, we were absolutely stacked, so I set out to trade with the only remaining settlement that didn't fucking hate us. And after this, I went back to our previous allies to mend our relationship with gifts. What gifts, you ask? I repeated this process for a while, harvesting and selling, and harvesting and selling, until I had sufficient funds. Sufficient funds for what? Well, my plan is to make all my colonists go from sub-3 humans to at least high-tier normies. I mean, come on. So I bought a bunch of random prosthetic shit and hooked up my main crew with some new, spicy, not peg leg body parts. This was good and all, but what's the point? I mean, as I started entering the endgame, I realized that I had no goal. I had already achieved my very low expectations with a under average delivery. But that's where I and you are both wrong, as I secretly have had a goal this entire time. And what is that? These fucking bastards have been raiding me non-stop, and now it's time. It's time to...
Here we go. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music up. Let's do it. Come on, people. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music up to hear that sound. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do. You wanna live your life. Live it all the way and don't you waste it. Every feeling, every beat can be so very sweet. You gotta taste it.
Yeah, so everyone kinda died. Well, I mean, I tried my best to get Monday to escape, but he's currently bleeding out with no real chance of surviving. Maybe there's some irony to this, some deeper meaning to how all we sought was destruction, but in the end, yeah, there's no deeper meaning to this. But a guy named Table suddenly broke into our compound and started squatting there. Actually, he's Bob Finley's ex-husband, and good for him. Maybe this tale is simply about a stone-cold bitch getting what she deserved, and for once, the ex-husband actually keeps the house. Now, I know that the upload schedule hasn't been the best, but I will start to attempt the impossible and release 2 videos each month. Yes, I know, quite high standards I'm setting here. And since YouTube isn't paying me shit, please let me grovel at your feet to like and subscribe. And do comment that that bitch got what she deserved. And yeah, you're free to leave now.